Mysterious lunar ripple. A mysterious lunar ripple seen quite often, as for me, around the moon, as throughout the years I've caught it sometimes once a year, once every 2 years. Is it a force field? Is it something coming from something further out in space, like a fast radio burst, an event like two neutron stars colliding, Betelgeuse, a supernovae? We don't know, but it's something rare enough to capture, and this is a double lunar wave. But I want to share with you what's on the moon and in the atmosphere, especially hundreds of spacecraft. We have spacecraft on the surface, but we have too many spacecraft of different types in the lunar atmosphere. Is it a breakaway civilization? Is it the Pentagon that's there? Are we invading the moon? Has the moon had people there all the time? If so, it would be really actively visited, or I would even say inhabited, and there would be a lot of people there. To have that many spacecraft, the moon has to be inhabited. If not, it's definitely being invaded. They're doing a lot in the atmosphere. There's a lot of different events happening. There are a lot of different UFO types. This UFO illuminates after it shoots out a massive projectile that heads down to the surface and what seems to head down to other moving objects. Can they be testing different types of propulsion in different type of spacecraft? Because we're seeing spacecraft that look like our vessels here and something very futuristic. There are also creatures and living organisms in the lunar atmosphere. These are massive explosions that are happening on the surface. These are UFOs that are shooting at each other. UFOs in the air that are dropping projectiles, look like bombs. And watch this, you'll see that this out of control object, something comes out of it and falls into the lunar atmosphere, falls a bit lower, and you'll see the red light and the illumination, smoke, haze, 3, 2, 1, blast. A bomb. Something was dropped on the surface and it did explode. The size of the craft that arrive at the moon, and watch this, a second and a third and a fourth, they don't stop arriving throughout the years and all the times that I've gone up to film. The size of these craft are approximately 1 to 3 miles wide. If any human went to the moon, they would have seen all these light creatures or beings and entities and UFOs, and they would have seen all these gases and smokes, clouds and hazes and fires and explosions on the surface and in the lunar atmosphere. And they would definitely have had a hard time keeping these structures secretive. When I see a UAP or biological light being or living organism on the surface, there's almost always a massive cloud close by, hiding more like itself. They hide inside these lights and clouds as they move on the surface of the moon. Copernicus crater, a massive line that runs for hundreds of kilometers over top of the surface that leads to a blue spotted area and a lot of smoke coming out of the end of that line that's hiding the entire surface. From here, Montreal, Quebec. I think some of these lights are definitely not craft because they split in two. They let off this steam, they expand and contract, some of them, and they land on the surface and they take off from the surface, much like any living creature would in nature. But some of them are shooting out projectiles. And these, for example, are far too fast for humans to be inside of them. We'd be killed driving around in these craft. Whatever they are, they're traveling at high rates of speed. They split in two, they connect together. I even see some in the sky close to me here with the infrared cameras right over the house. With my high-powered telescope, I can see patches of greenery around almost every single crater. And I'm telling you, they really look like vegetation, possibly forests, on the moon. If they are smoking the surface, if they have refractive surface of the structures deliberately made to hide the surface and to blind our eyes, what other structures are hiding in the smokes and hazes that they are deliberately causing on the moon? Look at the pipes, look at the tunnels. That's all made for camouflage. Guys, there could be humans up there that are being taken there. If it's not just another civilization, what if some of us were taken there? Let's expose this entirely. I'm risking my life showing this. You all know this. And this in the Apennine Mountains, all these connections of these pipes, which could be the smoking pipes, are probably being rerouted to certain areas and going through this process or element or chemical that's causing this smoke. So it could be vapors coming out even from the inside of the moon. Think of it. These lunar waves could be shock waves from what's happening inside of the moon. Maybe this moon is still shaking. Right? There's talk, somebody mentioned to me, and I had read it myself, but somebody mentioned in the community, the moon shrinking, right? I think it's my friend Carl that mentioned that. The moon is shrinking, and it is also shaking. So what is the correlation with these waves that we are seeing? And that. Names missing on this video, but Paul Sabo and Pat Crossar, thanks for gifting out the memberships to help this channel grow. Aliens on the moon. When are they gonna tell the world? Come on, Pentagon. Aliens on the moon. Aliens on the moon. And they're mining. Really up there. They're mining on the moon.
Thank you very much for the support to this channel.
Everyone, thanks for the generous contributions, and thanks for watching the videos.
Aliens are up there on the moon. They may be even coming right here soon. Aliens are landing on the moon. Yes, they are up there. Doesn't matter, cause disclosure's coming soon. Disclosure's coming soon.